is in the description. Okay, so the first simulator we're going to load up is Flight Sim Advanced. Okay, so as you can see here in the main menu, we're limited to the A320, the 737, A330, A340, and that's all the aircraft we have. So, very limited as aircraft wise. So let's check out Real Flight Simulator. We've got the A320, CRJ900, SAB 340, quite a few Airbus, so we've got the A350 in there as well, and we've got a few Boeing. Locations, as far as FAA Advanced, we've got Frankfurt, Athens, and Dubai, and Manchester. We only have 4 regions that we can fly in. But if we compare that to Real Flight Simulator, we actually have global, so it's global flight. All of these airports marked in blue are the HD ones, which have 3D scenery. So let's just take the British Airways A320, let's add some clouds, and we're going to spawn at Manchester here in Flight Sim Advanced. So as you can see here in the cockpit, we are starting from cold and dark, and the cockpit actually looks quite cartoony, shall we say, and the interface is not that great at all. It's not designed well, and as you can see, we have to control the yoke via a kind of joystick. So one of the things about this cockpit is interactive, so we can turn on the master up here by just clicking on the off. So there we go, master is on. And we can also start the engines here from the both engine switch, so if we just select them, and there we go, our engine is on, and you can hear them spilling up. And our joystick here, so we control the yoke this way. I would like it if you can tilt your device to control it. That may be possible, maybe just haven't discovered that yet. So if we look at Real Flight Simulator here, as we can see, the graphic, it's not so cartoony. And we're here in the British Airways A320 Golf Bravo Uniform Sierra Hotel. So as you can see, the airport is not 3D at all. It's nothing like Flight Sim Advanced. So we're here in the cockpit, and as you can see, it's more detailed than the Flight Sim Advanced, but it's not interactive. So if we move back to Flight Sim Advanced, and I don't know why they choose to enable strobe lights at the gate, and you can see the legit parking here at the gate. So let's just push back. The pushback controls are quite awful, to be honest with you. And there are no taxi lines, I don't think. So we're going to have to figure our own taxi route to the runway. So let's take off and actually see what the graphics are like. So we're here on the runway at Manchester. I'm not too sure which one. So we're going to take off here, and we're going to compare. Let's go. On a runway, thrust 100%, flaps 50, and let's go. Airspeed is here. As you can see, the cockpit camera's shaking a bit. Let's just rotate, and we're rotating out of Manchester. So positive rate. Let's do the takeoff here. So we're taking off on the exact same runway, and let's go. This is Real Flight Simulator. Now, Real Flight Simulator actually just had a major change to the A320 in the update. They reworked it, so it handles a bit better now, and as you can see, we have just taken off. We're now airborne, so we should probably put the gear up. I totally didn't forget about that. And we have autopilot here as well, so this is something that Flight Sim Advanced don't really have. We've got a better autopilot system here in RFS, so let's just set the speed to 250 and a VS. So we're now climbing, and as you can see, we've got clouds as well. So we're actually back here in Flight Sim Advanced, and as you can see, the scenery outside, pretty cool. We've got some English countryside out here, and we got some different views here, which we're just gonna showcase. But the scenery is quite lifelike here, I'd say. It's not 3D, but it's quite lifelike. And as you can see, we're actually flying into the clouds here, and the cockpit, the window actually dims when you're flying into the clouds, which is kind of realistic, and gives you that feel like you're actually on board a real flight. So it's pretty realistic here as far as the cloud cover is concerned, but the flight model can't even see through the cockpit windows, they're just shaded black. But yeah, it's pretty realistic scenery here, but they should add some sort of autopilot system here. And here we have the Real Flight Simulator scenery. This is non-pro, and as you can see, the scenery is actually glitching out. So we have like a big grey area, and it's pretty dark. But at least we got an autopilot system here, and we got master caution warning there for going over speed limit. Rip. So the scenery is actually taking quite a bit to load here. I'm not too sure if that shows the way it does it, but I don't know. But the scenery is actually quite terrible in RFS Basic compared to Flight Sim Advanced. The scenery is pretty dull looking as well, but we got kind of window views as well, which is quite amazing. We got wing view here, and we can actually move, but this is quite terrible. So we've got the map here, but this is also global. We're not limited to a region, but I don't know why the scenery is glitching out here. So if we think about it here, so if the pro of Flight Sim Advanced is it has a 3D airport of Manchester. However, Real Flight Simulator has quite a number of 3D airports around the world. We only showed you Manchester here in Flight Sim Advanced, but there are more 3D airports in Real Flight Simulator. We only compared Manchester in both sims, but we could definitely compare like Frankfurt or like London Heathrow or something like that. As far as the Flight Simulator Advanced, you only are limited to specific regions. We're only limited to 4 or 5 regions. You can't exactly fly globally. However, with RFS, you can fly globally with or without a Pro subscription. In Real Flight Simulator, we do have a nice cockpit, which is actually better than Flight Sim Advanced, but Flight Sim Advanced actually have interactive cockpit. The flight model in Real Flight Simulator is more realistic. The physics are more realistic compared to Flight Sim Advanced. And in Flight Sim Advanced, you're only getting about a few aircraft, but there are quite a number of aircraft, including the A350 for all of you guys who are waiting for that. Flight Sim Advanced has a weird control system. I don't like the fact of actually controlling the yoke like a joystick type of thing. However, Real Flight Simulator, you have multiple controls as well, and you also have autopilot, which Flight Sim Advanced is really lacking. So I'd say the clear winner here is Real Flight Simulator. It's overall a great sim. It also has multiplayer with the Pro version, better flight model, global flight, quite a number of aircraft, and various control types. You can also have a chat with other players in Real Flight Simulator. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video, and it's clear that Real Flight Simulator is the winner here. Let me know in the comments which simulator you prefer. It can also be one which is not mentioned in this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more.